I never brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service.
While the funeral for Kobe Bryant was one of the most poignant occasions in NBA history, the list of people who attended behind the scenes painted a totally different picture. Kobe was banned after LeBron James allegedly used his final night as a promotional stunt. Shaquille O'Neal's argument that nearly cost him the invitation is something the family never entirely forgives. Derek Fisher showed up but was turned away at the door. The reason these NBA players were denied entry to Kobe Bryant's burial will surprise you. LeBron James, the face of the NBA, the player who scored 29 points the night before Kobe Bryant's tragic death in a helicopter, was Jordan's successor. That same night, he passed Kobe on the all-time scoring chart. What if I told you that LeBron James was not anticipated to attend the funeral? According to close Lakers insiders who prefer to stay anonymous to avoid criticism, Vanessa Bryant made a decision that surprised team management. LeBron would not be invited to Kobe's memorial. She believed that LeBron made Kobe's last night into a show for himself, so she asked why. The suspicions intensified after Stephen A. Smith criticized LeBron harshly for missing significant events, implying a habit of disrespect.
I never brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. I never really brought up or discussed why you did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction when that man was directly responsible for you capturing a championship for the first time in your career.
That remark set off a chain reaction. Online fans started spreading rumors that Kobe and LeBron had a falling out during the last few months of Kobe's life. Was it envy or merely a dispute between two alphas about legacy? LeBron made Kobe's night about LeBron. One user said, instead of torch stealing, it was meant to be torch passing. Furthermore, LeBron himself remained silent. The king, who never passes up the chance to pay homage on Instagram, went quiet. Do not tweet, no captions, no eulogy in public. CNN was informed by a fan who had congregated outside Staples Center.
Our family has been such Laker fans, and it's brought us together, just watching games together, and just how inspirational Kobe has been for us, so it's really hard right now.
When asked about it in a subsequent interview, LeBron dismissed the fact that he was not there for the public mourning, stating, "I mourn in private." Was that, however, the true cause? On an ESPN podcast, ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith added more commentary.
You were out of the country on business. I didn't bring that up. That's your personal business.
Others, however, stood up for him, claiming that the media had overstated the distance between Kobe and LeBron. However, Stephen A's remarks are still eerie. He claimed that although he refrained from discussing these matters out of deference, they are now the only topic of conversation. That day, there was intense, unfiltered, and genuine emotion in the arena. Even Michael Jordan had a breakdown.
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died.
There was more to LeBron's absence than just one player skipping a ceremony. For a lot of admirers, it represented a broken brotherhood, a time when selfishness triumphed over compassion. Fans were not the only ones listening either. According to reports, league executives lobbied for the burial to include a reconciliation moment. It did not occur. Was it pride? Did it hurt? Or was it retribution? The whole truth might never be revealed to us. However, many fans' perceptions of LeBron James were permanently altered when he was not invited to Kobe Bryant's burial. Next, he and Kobe Bryant shared the court, the title, and the rivalry. However, Shaquille O'Neal was almost turned away at the door when it came time to say farewell. O'Neal's Shaquille. Kobe's running buddy was him, the Diesel. Alongside the Black Mamba, he was a three-time NBA champion. However, in a surprising turn of events, Shaquille O'Neal was not originally scheduled to attend Kobe Bryant's memorial service at the Staples Center. A now deleted post from a Lakers employee claims that at first, Vanessa Bryant completely omitted Shaq from the list. Why? Years of unresolved conflict, some of which persisted after the public dismantling of their notorious dispute. Let us go back. The rivalry between Shaq and Kobe was more than just an ego fight, it was war. Jabs in the locker room, shade for a press conference, diss tracks. At one time, it was impossible for the two to be together without someone intervening to stop them from yelling. Additionally, despite their final public reconciliation, insiders assert that Kobe's family never forgot the psychological and emotional toll their feud took on Kobe. Some people in Kobe's close circle still believe Shaq never really apologized. According to Lakers insider Arash Markazi, Shaq, however, would not miss the farewell to his younger brother. Shaq personally contacted Vanessa and volunteered to give a speech, but was first turned down, according to many people close to the Lakers organization. Vanessa only grudgingly agreed to let Kobe speak when his parents stepped in and reminded her of the years Shaq and Kobe spent creating the Lakers Lakers dynasty, and it was a memorable moment when he did.
Sometimes, like immature kids, we argued, we fought, we bantered or insulted each other with offhanded remarks, our feud. But make no mistake, even when the folks thought we were on bad terms, when the cameras were turned off, he and I would throw a wink at each other and say, let's go whoop some ass.
Shaq's single statement, "There is no I in team," brought the house to its knees. I understand, but that mother has an ME. It was Kobe in his prime. Shaq was in his best form. But underlying the laughing, there was a sense of regret in the room. The fact that Shaq was not already scheduled to speak shocked a lot of followers on social media. According to one user's tweet, this family dispute goes deeper than we ever anticipated if Shaq had to ask to attend. Shaq discussed the emotional toll Kobe's passing had on him in an interview with ESPN following the memorial. "I lost a comrade, a brother, and a part of myself. However, what is the true tragedy? They had only recently resumed communication, and Kobe's untimely passing stole their opportunity for a complete reconciliation. But Shaq had his chance. He was able to bid farewell. Not everyone was as fortunate. Next up was a 5-time champion and Lakers great who many people thought would be in the front row. However, security ordered him to turn around when he got there." Fisher, Derek. He was a clutch shooter, a 5-time NBA champion with the Lakers, and Kobe's co-captain. Derek Fisher was not merely a member of the team, he was a sibling. He believed he was anyway. Derek Fisher was turned away at the door when he arrived at the memorial, according to reports from participants and confirmed by a local reporter covering the event at the Staples Center. There had been no confirmed invitation sent to him. Fisher was also treated like an outsider in a space that was meant to feel like family. Why? It came down to just one word, according to people close to the Bryant family: betrayal. Fisher and Kobe had been inseparable at one point. However, Fisher's off-court scandals after retirement, including his well-publicized love affair with the ex-wife of former Lakers teammate Matt Barnes, caused him to become estranged from the close-knit Lakers fraternity. According to reports, Kobe cut off contact with Fisher in his last years. Although he never made a public statement, acquaintances claim he believed Fisher had broken the code. According to an unknown former teammate who spoke to The Athletic, Kobe detested controversy. D. Fish had also turned into a dramatist. Kobe did not want that person near his daughters. Still, a lot of fans were furious. Ultimately, Kobe and Fisher had experienced some of the team's most memorable moments together, such as the game-winning 0.4-second shot against the Spurs. Shannon Sharp responded incredulously during a segment on Undisputed. "You are telling me that Derek Fisher was not even permitted into the structure? That is chilly, man. What was bad about it?" Fisher never spoke out about the incident. No interview, no post, and no comment. He seemed to have disappeared into Laker history's shadows. Many fans are still perplexed as to whether Fisher's absence was a private request or a public censure. Then, in one of the most startling admissions of all, a former MVP and teammate who is now a rival informed him, "If you show up, you will be dragged out." Dwight Howard, a huge, amazing man with uncanny athleticism and a constant smile, was once considered Kobe's successor. However, that smile vanished as soon as he joined the Lakers in 2012. Insiders claim that Kobe never forgave him and did not trust or respect him. Fans therefore thought Dwight would attend the burial when Kobe passed away, and he wrote a lengthy Instagram tribute. Behind the scenes, however, sources claim that Vanessa Bryant gave event security specific instructions to remain vigilant, escort Dwight Howard out if he arrives without permission. It was a vicious strike, and there was a good reason for it. Their conflict was personal, brutal, and widely known. Kobe was seen on camera referring to Dwight Howard as the softest big man he has ever played with during a notorious Lakers versus Rockets game. During a post-game interview, Kobe stated, "He is soft. I am aware of who he is. With me, you cannot accomplish nothing." For years, the effects of that incident reverberated. According to teammates, Kobe thought Dwight was unmotivated, sluggish, and disloyal. He was insulted, not simply irritated. Dwight was therefore excluded from all guest lists when it came time to celebrate the Mamba. Additionally, he was not even informed of the funeral date until the day of it, according to ESPN writer Ramona Shelburne. When fans noticed, they reacted negatively. It was dubbed Kobe's final block in a Reddit thread that has since gone viral and received over 10,000 upvotes. Kobe kept Dwight out of the paint, even in death. To his credit, Dwight has made an effort to advance. "I was not anticipating anything," he stated in a subsequent interview. "I grieved in my own manner. I adored Kobe. Even though he did not always return my love, I still loved him. However, being denied entry to the building is a testament to the depth of that animosity." Additionally, it was a message from the Bryant family rather than just Kobe's resentment. The Mamba did not respect everyone who wore the jersey. Next up is Carmelo Anthony, a Hall of Famer, one of the best scorers in the history of the game, and a man who says his name was removed from Kobe's narrative. Kobe Bryant and Carmelo Anthony were picked exactly 7 years apart, so they had a history together, close buddies and fierce Olympic teammates. Carmelo Anthony, meanwhile, was not there during Kobe's funeral in 2020, which took place at Staples Center, and Melo himself says that was not his intention. Melo revealed the shocking information: "I was not invited," in a since-removed part from his podcast. "Awaiting the call, I waited. I never understood. It was painful. It was quite painful." This was personal to Melo. During his tenure with Team USA, he had developed a close bond with Kobe. Melo commended Kobe for getting up at 4 a.m. to practice every morning in Beijing in a scene from the Redeem Team documentary. However, in spite of that connection, a Bryant family spokesman refused to respond when asked by GQ Sports why some players were left off the invitation list. However, according to a person close to the event planning team, Vanessa only desired true brothers and family. She also did not consider Melo to be family, even though she admired him. The fans were taken aback. Posts like "Carmelo carried Kobe's shoes in 2008" flooded Twitter. "Is this how you guys pay him back?" Stephen A. Smith, who does not often show weakness, acknowledged that he was taken aback by Melo's absence. Very taken aback. After that, Melo remained largely silent. However, he alluded to ongoing anguish during a tearful scene on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. "That funeral made me realize who was real and who wasn't. Being left out seemed like a betrayal to someone who was previously referred to as Kobe's favorite wing scorer." One man's experience, however, was even more tragic, as we will see later. Despite playing alongside Kobe in purple and gold, he was excluded due to his personal history. Nick Young, Swaggy P, Los Angeles' charming clown prince. Nick Young was beloved by the fans and more than just a former Laker. Nick, meanwhile, was not invited when Kobe passed away. He was actually allegedly placed on a blacklist. Why? 2 words: Russell D'Angelo. Remember, one of the most significant locker room controversies in Lakers history revolved around Nick Young. Nick confessed to cheating on his fiancée, Iggy Azalea, in a covertly recorded video that went viral and was posted by rookie guard D'Angelo Russell. There was nuclear fallout. There was no trust. It collapsed in the locker room. What about Kobe? He was still alive. Kobe was questioned about the incident in an interview conducted a few days after the scandal surfaced. He did not mince words. Laker basketball is not like that. Manhood is not like that. Kobe believed that the entire situation was against the team code. He believed that Nick degraded the Lakers' reputation. Additionally, Kobe informed team executives that Swaggy was out, according to TMZ Sports. "I would rather not see him ever again." Therefore, Vanessa did not even think about adding him in the memorial planning process. According to a family source, Nick Young embodied all of Kobe's attempts to alter the Lakers' locker room. Later, on the day of the memorial, Swaggy P shared a mysterious Instagram story. It exploded in the comment area. A few fans expressed affection. Others advised him to avoid becoming involved. However, one thing was evident. Nick Young has come to represent the tumultuous, drama-filled, and unsuccessful post-Kobe Lakers era. Kobe also had no interest in becoming involved. However, it raises the question of how many of these bans were requested by Kobe. How many were the retaliatory actions of Vanessa? Next up is the guy Kobe once referred to as my all-time favorite teammate. However, his name was not on the list when he arrived to the burial. The crowd as a whole was astonished by what followed. Gasol Pau beyond simply being a teammate. Pau Gasol was more. He belonged to the family. As Kobe himself put it, "Pau is like a brother to me." However, Gasol's name did not appear on the printed guest list on the day of the tribute. Additionally, people who were there at Staples Center pre-checks said that this absence led to commotion at the entrance. Pau was stopped at the entry by security, who were told to let only anyone on the master list into the private memorial area. As one of Kobe's most loyal allies stood in limbo, clearly bewildered, the crowd fell into startled silence. Then, in a scene straight out of a Hollywood movie, Kobe's oldest daughter, Natalia Bryant, stepped in. According to an unidentified Staples Staples Center employee who spoke to ESPN. Natalia rushed to the gate, gave Pau a hug, and remarked, "My dad would never do this to you." Pau was ushered in right away, and the audience cheered as he sat down. The kind of connection that characterized Kobe and Pau's friendship both on and off the court was evident in this unplanned, unadulterated moment of genuine affection. In his statement, Michael Jordan even referred to Pau as one of the few genuine people Kobe adored.
You ever have a sense of love for him and the way that he can bring out the best in you.
Pau has maintained a close relationship with the Bryant family ever since the funeral, celebrating birthdays and holidays with them and even mentoring Gianna's little basketball pals. In the words of one LA Times columnist, Kobe picked Pau Gasol as his uncle. The accident was eventually fixed. However, it raised questions about who actually had authority over the guest list and how someone as important as Pau Gasol could be excluded. He was adored by fans and played close to Kobe. However, his history returned to haunt him as he attempted to attend the funeral. Lamar Odom should have been there, but his drug history led to his blacklisting. During the 2009 and 2010 titles, he was Kobe's right-hand man. They chuckled, they were successful. Together, they took home rings. However, Lamar was conspicuously absent from Kobe's tribute, and the explanation was as controversial as it was tragic. Several Lakers insiders have corroborated TMZ's accusations that Lamar Odom was placed on a blacklist because of his past addiction and public behavior. Vanessa made the call. Vanessa believed Lamar's attendance may detract from the memorial's sanctity despite his heartfelt sentiments and repeated attempts to get in touch with the Bryant family. A source close to the matter told The Undefeated. Lamar refrained from snapping. Instead, he shared a touching video that went viral on Instagram. "Bean, I miss you. Every day I miss you. I am aware that you are coaching Gigi up there. I hope you are proud of me." However, it was yet another remark that garnered media attention. Even though I understand that I was not invited, it still stings. There is more to this tragedy than funeral politics. Lamar freely acknowledges that Kobe saved both his life and his career. Kobe pulled Lamar aside when he started abusing drugs and told him, "You either die a disgrace or you rise up and be great again." Even when I gave up on myself, Kobe never gave up on me, according to Lamar's autobiography, Darkness to Light. The most terrible aspect though, Lamar thought he would eventually find closure. He didn't. Thus, like a specter of the former dynasty, he laments from a distance. A rising star, a youthful point guard, and the man who many claim degraded Kobe's legacy on live television are all coming up. He was actually kicked out of the queue when he attempted to attend the burial. At the door, D'Angelo Russell was turned away. This one continues to provoke discussion. The Lakers' next era was intended to be ushered in by D'Angelo Russell, the second overall choice in the 2015 NBA draft. However, his tenure in Los Angeles was brief and contentious. Additionally, the response to his attempt to attend Kobe's burial was prompt, harsh, and degrading. Several Staples Center fans reported on X, formerly Twitter, that Russell showed there early but was denied entry to the exclusive ceremony, and why he was not welcome. D'Angelo genuinely believed he could slip in as if nothing had happened, according to one widely shared tweet. "No sir," they informed him. Why was it ignored? It all stems from the notorious Swaggy P affair, in which Russell shared a recording of Nick Young's private discussion about adultery. According to reports, Kobe hated the controversy and referred to it as a violation of the man code. The atmosphere in the room and locker changed. There was no longer any trust. Additionally, Russell was traded to Brooklyn by the next season. Russell later stated that he had a great deal of respect for Kobe, but the harm was already done. "I did not meet the criteria set by Kobe." The Bryants, however, did not forget. Russell's name never appeared on any memorial list. A Lakers employee told The Athletic, "Not private, not public. Specifically, we were instructed to keep him off." Russell has never discussed the event in public. He may have moved on or realized that he was never truly a part of Kobe's universe in the first place. A man who raised Kobe Bryant, a former teammate who was like a big brother, is about to appear. However, he was abandoned when it was time to say farewell. In spite of their shared Olympic heritage, Karl Malone was shunned. During the 2003 to 2004 Lakers season, Karl Malone, one of the most dominant power forwards in NBA history, temporarily shared the court with Kobe Bryant. Although the respect was reciprocal on paper, Kobe never forgot the moment when something broke in private. Karl was accused of making offensive remarks to Vanessa Bryant during a game in 2000. 2004. After immediately confronting Malone about it, Kobe informed reporters, "He said some stuff to my wife. I simply did not enjoy it. It was their final conversation." Karl also failed to publish a memorial, conduct an interview, or appear after Kobe died away. Here's the worst part though. In an anonymous interview with The Undefeated, a funeral planner claimed that Malone asked to attend, but was informed that it was not feasible. Karl was not accepted in the closed ranks family. Online supporters applauded the choice. With Vanessa, Karl went too far. He was not beaten to it by Kobe. Malone was left out of the circle, and properly so, even though he and Kobe shared Olympic gold in 2008. Next up was a point guard who helped Kobe as a rookie before a scandal permanently changed his fortunes. Following a dispute with Mamba's philosophy, Gary Payton was not invited. One of the few seasoned players Kobe Bryant publicly respected as a young player was Gary Payton. Fans imagined they were close because they played together on the Lakers' 2004 super team, but it was conflict behind the scenes. Phil Jackson's book, The Last Season, contains numerous accounts of Kobe and Gary's ongoing arguments about work ethic and preparation. Payton seemed too laid back to Kobe's taste. Kobe was too much for Payton. According to reports, Kobe calling Payton a clown in a serious league during practice was the last straw. Payton made an effort to make amends years later. He mentioned Kobe several times in a polite manner. However, his name was never on the guest list for the funeral. No tweet, no comment, no tribute. Fans were not unaware of it. "You mean Gary Payton did not even get a chair?" someone asked on Twitter. That is absurd. It is among the clearest bans, but it is also one of the quietest. Few people were regarded by Kobe, and GP was left out. The man who coached Kobe was discreetly iced out after being removed from the court with the glove. Kobe's most despised teammate, Smoosh Parker, was banned without explanation. Kobe was enraged by no name more than Smoosh Parker. Parker and Kobe shared the starting lineup at point guard from 2005 to 2007. However, Parker did not belong in the NBA, according to the Mamba himself. Smoosh Parker should not have been in the league, Kobe informed Stephen A. Smith. "Players that do not deserve their spot are not people I talk to." It was venom, not just frustration. Additionally, Smoosh Parker's Instagram tribute to Kobe became popular for all the wrong reasons after his death. "You do not get to mourn him now," fans wrote in the comment section. "When he was living, you treated him disrespectfully." According to sources close to the Bryant family, Smoosh was expressly left out of every function. The family wished to stay away from any phony vibe. On top of that list was Smoosh. "I always admired him, but I regret how things turned out." Smoosh later told Bleacher Report, "It came too late and too little. The Mamba saw respect as work, not just words." The last three will follow. Even devoted fans were taken aback by the unexpected entries. Three names that ought to have been there, but were never given the opportunity. Andrew Bynum's 2012 disrespect led to his quiet rejection. Growing up in Kobe's shadow was Andrew Bynum, the youngest player to ever play in an NBA game, and he was promising at times. However, his ego and immaturity gained notoriety. Bynum received numerous fines for his disobedient behavior and indolent practice habits in 2012. Kobe had had enough. Kobe urged the front office, "Trade him or I walk," according to a coach who spoke to The Athletic, and it became that awful. Before long, Bynum was gone. Bynum contacted Kobe in private after his death, but he was not given an invitation to the memorial service. According to a source, when Kobe was alive, Vanessa allegedly told planners he did not care. He can no longer act the way he did. The Mamba way of thinking requires self-control. Bynum brought the opposite. When Matt Barnes called out the family, he was blocked. Matt Barnes was well known for his defense, passion, and ride-or-die mentality. He respected Kobe, and Kobe respected him. However, Matt also committed the one error you should never make when dealing with Kobe's relatives. He discussed them in public. Barnes hinted in a 2018 interview that Kobe and Vanessa had issues that the public was unaware of. That was sufficient to define a clear boundary. Matt Barnes was not present at the funeral. He did not go into too much detail when I inquired why there was so much smoke, so I believe I said too much. Silence can sometimes be a sign of respect. Meta World Peace and Ron Artest. Not even aware of the date. One of the most significant shots in Lakers history was made by him. Through thick and thin, he supported Kobe. However, Meta World Peace, whose name is Ron Artest, was never formally invited to the private tribute. Meta acknowledged, "I learned about it after the fact, but I did not feel any way," in a 2021 Instagram Live. "It is Kobe. That will always be my brother." He was not offended. Fans, however, certainly did. Meta was not informed. "This whole thing was political, dude. Those that supported you during the battle are occasionally left out of the procession." Meta said goodbye without a seat. Every day he carried his farewell. I appreciate everyone that watched, and that is everything for now. Please be sure you click on the card that is displayed on the screen to view more of this type of information.